finding the right clients is always, I think, an aspect of most businesses. And for some, it's more, especially if they're starting out. For others, even though they're maybe mature, they can put a lot more money into advertising or marketing to be able to generate the right clients. And I'm showing up as an investor for the last 30 years and coaching businesses for the last 15 years. And I started a mentoring program 5 years ago to be able to connect leaders and trusted advisors so we can do business, refer business, do joint ventures. And of course, start with the why, which is the purpose. That's most important. So what is your purpose? And for me, it's coaching, consulting, and mentoring successful leaders so that relationships excites business, joint ventures, and global growth. So it's very short. There's a to do something and then so that. And that makes it very clear for me to articulate it and for me to relay it to a particular client or potential client. I think that's important. Actually, that's the most important one to come up with. Simon Sinek says it best, start with the why. Once you have the why, the purpose, now there's interrelated with the passion, but the purpose is uppermost, followed by the passion. You can say you're passionate about a particular aspect. And I'm passionate about business. I like business. I enjoy business. It's very intricate. And the human beings show up. So I get a chance to interact with people, but help them really thrive in business. And that really juices me up. So that's a personal passion. Then it's the vision. The vision is the what is this? What do you do? How do you get to that? That's the what part of it. Actually, it's not how you get to that. It's what do you want? What do you want to accomplish? And the vision may be hopefully bigger. And it's also a vision that could be a couple of sentences. And the vision might be to really have, in my case, global peers that really engage with me to help them grow in their business through consulting or investment or coaching or even mentoring. And so that could be drilled down more. I would have to look at my own vision statement and revisit that. The purpose is very static. The vision could be a little more dynamic. It could change, not as frequently. Then we have the mission. The mission is the how do you do that. So the vision is what do you want to do, and maybe put a timetable, maybe in the next 18 months or 2023, 12 months or 5 years or 10 years. What do you want to do? And the mission is how do you do that? So for me, it's to be able to have a global network online that allows participation of peers through events that they can participate for free and for a fee and be able to become a member where they show up in particular client segments, and I can engage them to do business or refer business or joint ventures. So that's mission. There's an alignment. So once you have the purpose and the vision and the mission, then you have an ambition. This is where you have metrics, where you put the very specific metrics to be accomplished. Specifically, dollars, number of clients, market share. Those are the metrics. That's the ambition of the business. So you've got purpose, vision, mission, ambition. Now you can start to see that each one has a very specific task or designation. And the more we get specific about this, the more clear it becomes for us. And when it becomes clear for us, then we can communicate it to our clients. Now, in this sense, we may not have to communicate it to our clients, but they may ask, what do you want to accomplish? What in terms of money, in terms how much revenue? And my ambition is to certainly have $1 million business generating in the next few years in multiple areas. So, and if I get close to that or exceed it, I'm absolutely fine. After that comes the identity. What is the identity? How do you show up in the world? What is the identity? And as an individual, it's a lot easier to say it as an individual. My identity is, well, a coach or consultant, investor or mentor, and I have many other identities. I'm an athlete, I'm a husband, I'm a brother. So I have different identities. But in terms of business, those are the four identities as an investor, consultant, coach, and mentor. I like those. Those fit well. I can speak to that. That's an identity. For a business, that could be an identity that perhaps could be like a metaphor, or could be in asking the business, what do you stand, or what is your identity? Let's pick somebody like Apple. What is Apple's identity? And I'm guessing at this. The identity, I would think that they would say that they are a provider of newer technology. And I think that's also changing, because it used to be Apple Computers, that's a technology company. Then they changed it to just Apple because it's broader. Then comes beliefs and values. Beliefs and values, they go together, and sometimes culture, but I think culture also gets intermixed. That's where beliefs and values comes in. A value certainly is different than beliefs, and the key is to make sure that there's at least an understanding and distinction. So that's an alignment process that the speaker's not aware of that, but it may not be important, because she's talking about simply getting clients. And do clients care about our ambition? Do they care about that? Maybe yes or no. But we as business owners should care about that, because then we start to have a certain level of understanding that we can communicate, and organization, that we are pretty much in alignment. The challenge that businesses have is that they don't understand that there's an alignment. And so they get out of alignment most of the time. And that's where we as providers of service, if we can get a better understanding of alignment, that there's something like that exists, then we can uncover where the challenges or the problems are. I go back to what Einstein used to say, where you cannot solve a problem at the same level that it was created. And I took it to mean the alignment. What happens is when you have a problem, you don't solve it at the same level that it was created. So if you have a values problem, you don't solve it at the values. Let's change the values. The better way is to go one level higher, which is the identity, and shift the identity. Maybe the identity, like Apple, instead of being a computer company, they became much broader than that. Just Apple that could provide not just technology, but services and other kinds of support. And so the future, I believe, is where we each create our own network, where we cultivate our own clients. And in essence, not that we get the size of Facebook or LinkedIn. I think they're in their own space. But you have a micro version of that where we bring in potential clients and we cultivate them in terms of multiple areas: events, through commerce, through courses, through collaboration, and bring them along in different areas. And that community starts to grow and expand.